Hello, you guys. This is going to be a Tarot Daily Guidance reading for Wednesday, December the 28th, 2016. I'm just going to go ahead and tune into the energy for Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. What is the collective energies for today, Wednesday, the 28th? Okay, I have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups. Oh, the Four of Wands. The Hierophant. And the Five of Wands. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the overall energy for us for Wednesday, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So getting that this is a day, getting a day of rest. I'm getting a day of self-reflection as far as where do I want to be. I'm getting next year, by this time next year, where would I like to be? Focusing on little things that you might have put to the side, whether they're responsibilities, things that you've put aside that you once found important or something valuable. It's time to pick those things back up and really look at them once and for all, whether they're beneficial to you or whether you leave them behind. This is like a day of self. As much as possible, take time out to focus on your needs or what needs to be done for yourself. Home and health come to mind as well. So focusing on your home life, taking care of that. Where do I want things to be in my family dynamic, in my home? Where do I see myself living in the next year or so? What rules, or what, if you have children, what rules should I set? What new structures, what new family, can we incorporate family nights or something like that? I'm just getting like structure and planning and focusing on the things that matter to you the most, and with an emphasis on yourself. There's a focus on self. Okay, so the challenge and the lesson for today is the Six of Cups. Okay, so your challenge and your lesson today is going to be going back and reviewing something from your past or from something that you once cherished. I'm not getting, for some of you, it's going to be a relationship. The cups do represent, the Six of Cups does represent a past lover, the past returning. It could also be childhood situations. The cups do represent our emotions. So it could be, again, something that you're emotionally or were emotionally invested in. So it's like if you're having visions of the past or looking at a past situation, Spirit is saying to do so. For some of you, it's going to be challenging to do that because not a lot of you are going to want to focus on the past or even want to deal with the past, because it's like, I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to move on with my life, or there's something new ahead of me. But there's something important to look at in the past, something that you've left behind. And Spirit is not saying that you're going to have to pick those things up necessarily. For some of you, you might go back and say, I gave up this dream or this career or this project that I've always wanted to work on, and now I see why I neglected it at the time. So it's like reviewing certain things. If there's a person that's showing up, remember it's Mercury retrograde, so be careful with individuals that come back into your life around this time. But usually when they do, it's a lesson that you need to look at this relationship. Why is it coming back to the surface? And how do I handle this once and for all before I move into the next year? Because you're focused on where do I want to be a year from now. Okay, so your suggested approach, you have the Four of Wands. So approach this day with this optimism that, like, I can handle this task, because it's going to put you in a space of like balance within the energy, working with it, not allowing it to overtake you or control you in any way. It's like you're balanced within it. There's something for you to learn. There's something for you to gain. So approach the situation that I'm going to learn something, or I'm going to find some sort of balance within this energy. It's not going to throw me for a loop if I can take this approach of just going inward, that I'm going to gain something, or I'm going to learn something, that I'm acquiring some type of knowledge. I know that's not typically what you get from the Four of Wands, but that's what I'm getting. Okay, so where our focus should be, which is of our highest good this day, it's going to be the Hierophant. With this being the major arcana, it's a heavy focus, or important to focus on the things that we really value at this time. These are spiritual values. These are things that we are devoted to, or were at one time devoted to, and they might show back up. Like I said, these are not things that you necessarily have to pick back up again and take on. These could be things that you have to look back, review, reevaluate something, a belief possibly, a desire, a devotion to something or someone. So it's like focusing on something on a higher level, something that you were very connected to. It's like beliefs, or it's either beliefs or it's something that you once took on. This was a path, or a desire that you have. It was a drive, something that inspired you. And it's like looking back at that from the very beginning, the dynamic of it, your devotion to it. We're doing that. The possible outcome you have is the Five of Wands. So some of you are going to fight your hardest not to look at the past, not to review these things, because it's like, I thought I let that go. I thought that was done with. And it's like, Spirit, there's something for you to take out of this. There's something valuable for you to take out of this situation. There's enlightenment here for you. Look at that. Take that approach that I'm going to gain something here, some type of wisdom. I'm going to learn something. I have to look at this for a reason, and that not everything is what it seems on the surface to you. Like, you might not see the value of where you are right now, or the situation, or this past situation, this past person, but there's something for you to take within that. And a lot of you might struggle with this. You might be battling it out to either not focus on it, maybe taking it too hard, or misinterpreting the energy of what it's doing, how it's working for you, what's the higher purpose of this. Some of you, it is going to be letting go of things that are hard to let go of from your past. A lot of you might not want to let go of something from your past. It's like you're trying to hold on to that, because remember, your focus needs to be on what you're devoted to. So look at what you're devoted, like really look at it. Why am I devoted to this thing, or to this person, to this desire, to this belief? How is it serving me? How will it serve me from a year from now, years from now? How is it going to benefit my life? How is it going to benefit the life of others? How is it going to benefit? You have to look at the bigger picture, and it might be difficult. There might be a fight with this energy. You might be literally fighting in this, fighting with others or with yourself, trying to fight against what's happening. Okay. So I'm going to pull an additional card from the Angel Gods and Goddesses deck as overall advice on this day, Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. What is the advice, Divine Spirit, for us to take? We have Goddess of Beauty. It says, you are a wondrous being of light. There is nothing to change or fix. Okay, so really what this is saying is that there's a lot going on around you. There's a lot of change happening that you're starting to see. It's like you've transformed inside. It's like the inner change is reflecting itself on the outside. Even though you might not be seeing how things are working, it's like things might be headed in a different direction. You don't really understand it all right now. Why certain things are happening, why people are coming back into your life, why are people leaving in your life, why are you wanting to walk away from certain things about yourself, about your life situation, about walking away from other people. It's like there's a lot happening around you. And it's not necessarily that there's something wrong with you that you need to adjust. It's that things are, your inner workings that you've been doing this entire time is starting to reflect the outer world. There's something that's shifting for you. Things are taking place, new energies coming in. So it's like all of this stuff is like accumulating, and it's like things are coming up to the surface for you to handle and deal with these things once and for all. There's decisions that need to be made. There's choices that need to be made. There's a lot of things that you have to evaluate. So it's like the environment is trying to match what's going on inside of you, or who you transformed yourself to be, the inner transformation. So the outside is trying to match that in which you are. So it's not you looking at yourself like, what have I done wrong? What am I not doing right? What else do I need to do with myself? It's like everything is now matching up. And of course, it might still be some self-work for you to do, to look at the things that are important to you, aspects of yourself. But Spirit is saying that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing that you have to change in the situation. It's more so flowing with the energies, taking it up for what it is, looking at it. Because there's things that are ending. There's closure that needs to happen. So if these past people are coming back, there's closure in that. How do I take that on? How do I close this aspect of my life out? What do I do? What needs to be done? And it's like Spirit is saying that everything is moving in the way that it's supposed to. Everything is coming up to the surface. The dead is risen. For you to look at these things, have a revelation. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, how I'm going to move forward. This is what needs to stay. Now I see why this didn't happen. Now I see why this is going on. It's so many things to learn in this. Like I said, there's this energy of wisdom and learning, taking something valuable out of this energy, out of this situation. Okay, so that was your reading for Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. I do hope that this will bring you clarity and that it will be beneficial for you throughout the day. And as always, I send you guys lots of love, lots of light. If you've got a personal reading with me recently, I will make sure that I get your readings out to you by the end of this week, before the new year. Those of you who have purchased a reading and will be getting a free 2017 yearly guidance reading, those readings will start January 1st. Okay, so lots of love and light again. Peace.